At some point, I closed my book after writing my goodbye notes, and I realized that this person has been controlling all my life, and I'm ending my life because of this person. That wasn't the person I was, so I took control. I think that as much as we can't control a lot of things in our lives, there are certain things that we can take responsibility for. And I think it's time we do that. It's time we realize that the decisions that we make, the things that happen in our lives, those are in our power. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. For those of you who are new here, my name is Rojan, and in this channel I talk about the issues that I've gone through over the past 10 or 11 years of my life, how I dealt with them, how I still deal with them to this day. I hope that I can make you smile and be happy more by putting my story out there and talk about them, because I know that these things don't happen a lot, and people don't tend to talk about how they feel and what they've gone through. So yeah, I'm here to share my story with you. If you're fond of that, if you're fond of listening to my crazy stories of what happened and my tips and hits, then be sure to subscribe right underneath and watch until the end of the video, because I really do appreciate it. I think that it is important for us to still understand that we make the decisions in our lives and we are responsible for what happens. Don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily mean that everything bad that happens to you, you're responsible for it. No, not at all. I don't mean that. But I do believe that even if bad things happen to us, we still have the power to change them for the good. Today I'm going to be talking about the idea of power, what we can control and what we can't control in our life. I think that it's important for us to understand that with all of this madness going on in today's world and all the things that we can't change as much as we want to, there are still things that we can change in our personal lives that would make us happier and feel better. And I think that it's important for us to realize that it is still our lives and we still have to take responsibility for a lot of things. Growing up, I was always told what to do and what not to do. And I understand that is part of growing, because when children are around, you need to tell them that what's good for them and what's bad for them in order for them to understand how to make good decisions in their lives. Whereas that wasn't the case for me, and still to this day people tell me what to do on a very personal level, and I feel like they still have my life in their hands. I always felt that I am not driving. I'm on the back seat, everybody else is driving, and that wasn't really fun for me because I thought that I cannot change anything in my life. That was what pushed me over the edge, and that was one of the very key elements of the whole thing that happened that I talked about in my first video. I think that when I hit rock bottom and when I made my first video, I realized that so there are people that are controlling my life. I shouldn't let that happen. Because at the end of the day, it was my life and it is still my life, and as much as you think that you have no say in these things, you do. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that you can still take responsibility for, and in other words, 5 things that you can still change in your life. Point number 1, your health. As I mentioned before, I went through a very huge thing in my life, and a year after I started having panic attacks, and I know that I refer to that a lot, but that was what was the base of all the physical issues that I had, as in like my stomach, and all the mental issues that I had later on. I think that I always blamed people for what happened, and I was like, you did this, you made me feel bad about myself, so this is your fault. But it wasn't. And as much as I wanted to say that other people did this, and as much as they had a very big role in it, I was still the one who made the decision that this is what's going to happen to me. In other words, I was still the person that gave them the control over my life and over how I felt. Because as much as people would want to control you, as much as the situations want to control you, it is still your decision to give them the power or give them the control, if that makes any sense. I think that I should have stepped up and I should have not let that happen, which is what I did later on in my life. You know, if something bad happens to me, I'm not gonna let that situation bring me down or have a mental or physical effect on me. Again, that's my decision to make. This might be really subjective, and there will be a lot of people who will disagree with that. Else that I'm talking in this situation, obviously it's not diseases, it's about when you're put in a situation and you feel bad and it has an effect on you. I am totally aware that diseases are not controllable, so no offense to anybody, but I am specifically talking about the situations that people put you through something, or situations put you through something, and that has a direct effect on you. I think in those cases you are still able to control how you feel and what effect it has on you. Point number 2 are feelings. Again, I will refer to my own situations, and I think that a lot of things that happened in my life, I felt that I had no control over how I felt, and I specifically had a person in my life that was really happy with controlling how I felt. They wanted to be able to make me happy like this, to make me sad like this, to make me angry like this. I think that at some point I realized that it is not their decision to make, and if I feel down or if I feel unhappy, that's coming from within me rather than them making me unhappy. And I think that, of course, things happening, and there's no problem with feeling things and being happy or being sad, of course, but I don't think that it is okay for us to give the power over to something else, a situation or a person, to make us feel a certain way. A couple of weeks ago, my sister was going through something, and there was again a person in her life that, with being very, very irrational and very confusing, was making the best time of her life the saddest time of her life. And I told her that these things, these people, they want to make you feel sad, but it is your decision to not let that happen. You still decide if this person gets to choose how you feel or not. And I know that sounds like easier said than done, and it is easier said than done, but don't forget that I actually went through these things and I actually did them. So they are possible. It is always okay for you to feel sad or feel unhappy or feel happy, whatever you want to feel. But if there is a certain element or a person, a situation or whatever that wants to control how you feel, then it is your decision to give them the power or not. You're still in total control, and it is as simple as that. Point number 3, our goals, our paths, and what we aim for. I think that in these situations that everything happened in our lives and everything is thrown at us, it's very important for us to still remember what we want to do with our lives and who we want to be, or what's important to us. It was really easy for me to forget who I want to be because all the decisions were being made for me, and at some point I felt like, you know what? Everyone else is making these decisions for me. I'm probably not going to end up the way I want to, so I might as well just not even try. And I felt that I couldn't have a goal because then again there was these other people, other situations that were controlling my future. But that's not the truth. As long as you have a goal, as long as you want to be somebody and you want to do something, you can do it. It's just you in this equation, what you want to do, and you're going to be able to do that. Because it's nobody else's decision to make. And if you want to do something, you can actually do it. Because then again, you do have the power to do so. At the end of the day, we all have problems. And as I said, we all have situations happening to us. But what makes us unique is who we want to be and our goals. So if you want to do something, don't let anybody make you forget that. Don't let anybody erase that, and focus completely on whatever your goal is in your life and go ahead and do it. It's as simple as that. Point number 4, well, that's not 4. Point number 4 are smiles. I know that sounds really, really cheesy. Everybody loves being happy, right? But sometimes with all the things that are happening in our lives, we forget to smile. We just let things ruin that, and we let them make us feel unhappy and just forget that we have a smile worth fighting for, as I said before. Again, I'm referring to my own issues and what happened to me, and I was like a very happy person like in middle school and stuff like that. Like I was always positive, and at some point things happened in my life and I became like the most negative person to be around, and people didn't want to be around that person, and I didn't want to be around that person. I was so unhappy, it was so negative. I realized that nobody else did that, I did it. I let my smile go away. So it was my responsibility to take it back. It was my responsibility to be happy and positive again. And I did that. So I think that you shouldn't ever forget that you need to smile, you need to be happy, and you need to fight for that. It's your responsibility. So don't forget that no matter what happens in your lives, you cannot let your smile go away. So fight for your happiness and fight for your smile. Most importantly, point number 5, our characters. Again, this kind of wraps it up all together. I think we are all our own unique people, and as much as things are thrown at us in our lives, we should never forget who we are. We should never forget what's important in our lives, who we love, who we trust, our goals, our smiles, everything. This is all our character. This is what makes us unique. And if you let something that happened in your life change that or make it not as important, then what's the point? I feel like when bad things or good things happen in our life, they need to shape our characters. They need to make us grow and make us be better. In all of the wrong decisions that I made in my life, one of the good ones that I actually made was that with all of the bad things that happened to me, I didn't let that define my character. At least, yeah, it made me unhappy, but at some point I took control and I used those bad things to shape my character. The person I am today, the reason why I get through so much is because of that. Don't let things, situation, people erase your personality. Yeah, the good and bad, they can shape your personality for the better. They can make you grow. Don't let them make you feel that you're not as important, or being unique you is not as important, because that is the most important thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Being the unique you is the most awesome thing that you can have, because at the end of the day, we're all very, very different. And I don't know, that just makes us, well, us. Yes, that is all the points that I have today for you guys. I am very happy I made this video. I've been making videos all week, and well, that's not true. I made 2 videos, I think, and I never uploaded them. If I make something that I don't think that I'm completely honest in it, or if it's not to the quality that I want it to be, I won't upload it. I won't have videos that I'm not happy about. I hope that you liked the video. I hope that you learned something from it, or at least it made you smile. If you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to me, and comment down below. Tell me, what was your favorite part? What did you like? Which point did you feel like you related to most? And if there's any point you want to add, then go ahead and do so. I hope that it helped you. Don't forget to stalk me on my socials, on my Twitter and on my Instagram. If it did help you, then please share it with others. Spread the word, and I hope that this helps other people as well. And yes, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support that you've been giving me. Thank you for your kind words that you sent to me. I will see you guys next week with another video. Keep being happy and keep smiling, because we all deserve it. Bye!
Sitting poolside,